Good morning. I have returned from the Great White North, from Canada. It's great to be back. I would like to say I brought cool weather back with me, but it doesn't seem so far that that's the case, but we'll get there, right? Welcome to Unity of Tucson. I'm Dr. Jonathan Zenz. I'm the senior minister here, and if you feel like you want to move your body to our opening song, I invite you to do so. It can hold and it won't let go of us now. Something here is calling us forward, upward motion, where drops in one ocean roll on. Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live your dream of your highest calling. Be the voice of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment of our greatness. Let's stand together now. Whoa, whoa. Every day's a chance you can do something amazing, to feel your passion blazing and shine. Paint with every vision and dance in new directions. Explode to new heights in your mind. I will rise up with you today. Lift up my voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the voice of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment of our greatness. Let's stand together. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the voice of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment of our greatness. Let's stand together now. Let's stand together now. Oh, boy. It's good to be back, and I feel out of practice. Once again, good morning and welcome to Unity of Tucson. As I said before, I'm Dr. Jonathan Zenz. It is a delight to be the spiritual director, the senior minister. I don't even know what my title is anymore. The senior minister of this glorious spiritual community. We're a community that is here to provide a safe, loving, and inclusive space where all people can explore the principles of the New Thought spiritual philosophy, which is the spiritual philosophy that we ascribe to and we teach here. And through that philosophy, I believe that we can master spiritual understanding, find personal purpose, and develop a spiritual path. So Unity is a place where you, guess what? You get to come and be you. Come as you are. Be your authentic self. Shine as you are. You are worthy. Absolutely. Now, I do, of course, often say, there she goes. She's telling us. Laura said, you may not believe. You may not believe everything I say. You may not believe everything you hear today. But I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm not here to tell you what to think. That's not my job. You are a person who has an independence that you get to decide what you think. You get to decide what you believe. And if this philosophy aligns with you, ooh. When the lights flicker, I know I'm saying something right. If this philosophy aligns with you, then perhaps if you take it on as a belief system, you can put it to work in your life and make your life better. That's what I found for me. I found that this philosophy and the application of its principles has made my life better. The quality of my life has been greatly enhanced through the application of New Thought spirituality. So, you may not believe everything you hear, but if you are open to it, I invite you to hear what is yours to hear today. Now, we do have a vision and a mission here at Unity of Tucson. I would love for us as a community to first state out loud these words of our vision statement. Let's say this together. We envision a world awakened to its magnificence. The vision is the manner in which we may choose to see the world, and the mission are the steps that we can apply to allow that vision to come into expression. So let's say these words of our mission statement together. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Let's just take a moment to reflect on those ideas, just in the quiet of this moment. If you would like to close your eyes, you're welcome to do so. Just taking a breath in and exhaling. And seeing what the core meaning of these ideas are for ourselves in the quiet of our minds. Love only. What does that mean? How might we apply that? Forgive everything. What does that mean? And how might it be applied? Remember who you are. What is the core meaning of that idea? And how might it be applied in our lives? I hold firm in my own resolve this idea that every single person I encounter, and that's every single one of you, is divine. That each and every one of you is a facet of the infinite divine presence and power that we refer to as God, that we refer to as universal presence, as we refer to as creative source. It doesn't matter the name we give it because it is beyond names, but each and every one of us is a whole aspect of the infinite wholeness. That's what I choose to understand and know about each and every one of you. Now, if you're joining us for the first time today, I want to extend a special welcome to you. Of course, I want to say hello to anyone who may be watching online for the first time today. Big old shout out to our, those who watch us on video, whether you're watching live on a Sunday morning or at another time in the video archives. Just know that your presence is felt as part of this experience. And if you are willing to go to unitytucson.com/connect, you can fill out some information there, and we can continue to allow this conversation to unfold. Thank you so much for being part of our celebration here today. And if you're here in the room for the first time today, as you were walking in, you may have seen that there's a gift available for you. And if you did not happen to notice that there is a gift available for you, please know that it will be available at Fellowship in Harmony Hall next door at the completion of today's celebration. But in addition to that physical gift, there's something that we like to share with our community. And so if you are comfortable with identifying yourself as someone who is here for the first time, would you please either stand up or raise your hand? Is there anyone joining us for the first time today? Don't be shy. Well, in that case, yeah, we're going to do it anyway. I would like for every one of us to turn and look at someone else and let us all say this to someone else right in the room here. So let's say this together. 1, 2, 3. You are magnificent. Yes. And you are magnificent. And you are magnificent. Yes, you are. And I believe that magnificence is an aspect of our wholeness, and so we can affirm for ourselves our own sense of magnificence. So let us say this together, shall we? I am magnificent. That is the truth, absolute truth. And I will hold that, well, I was going to say till the day I transition, but, I'm going to hold it on beyond even that. Yeah. One of the magnificent ways that we celebrate our spirituality here at Unity of Tucson is to honor all faith traditions and all religions through a ceremony that we've adopted here called Lighting the Flames of Faith. It is guided each week by our Keepers of the Flames. This week's Keepers of the Flames, to guide us in that ceremony, will you please welcome Laura Cass and Sherry Hoffman.
Centering. We light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for these shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of surrender to divine love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them, and for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. This final candle is the healing candle. It represents the revealing of the divinity at the core of all experience. This is your candle for whatever is in your mind and heart that requires the light.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Sherry. Let's take a moment to honor the peace candle, which, as you know, we keep consistently illuminated as a reflection of that consistent illumination of peace within each and every one of us. And as we allow our inner peace to inform every aspect of our lives, every interaction, every relationship, every decision we make, if we are coming from the point of view of peace from within ourselves, then we radiate that peace, and we are creating a peaceful world right where we are. So let's honor that by sharing together this prayer for world peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace reigns in the world. Indeed, peace reigns. Walking onto the platform to guide us with a reading, to guide us in our monthly affirmation, and also to guide us in prayer, will you please welcome Reverend Felicia Searcy.
Good morning. So as we're in this month of our authentic self, authenticity, I went to the master of authenticity, which is Rumi. And he wrote a beautiful poem reminding us to keep coming back to the roots of who we really are in order for us to truly express in this 3D, very human world from our divine self. So this is the garden beyond paradise. Everything you see has its roots in the unseen world. The forms may change, yet the essence remains the same. Every wondrous sight will vanish, every sweet word will fade. But do not dishearten, do not be disheartened. The source they came from is eternal, growing, branching out, giving new life and new joy. Why do you weep? That source is within you. And this whole world is springing up from it. The source is full. Its waters are ever flowing. Do not grieve. Drink your fill. Do not think it will ever run dry. There is an endless ocean. From the moment you came into this world, a ladder was placed in front of you that you might transcend it. From earth, you became plant. From plant, you became animal. Afterwards, you became a human being, endowed with knowledge, intellect, and faith. Behold the body, born of dust, how perfect it has become. Why should you fear its end? When were you ever made less by dying? When you pass beyond this human form, no doubt you will become an angel and soar through the heavens. But don't stop there. Even heavenly bodies grow old. Pass again from the heavenly realm and plunge into the ocean of consciousness. Let the drop of water that is you become 100 mighty seas. But do not think that drop alone becomes the ocean. The ocean too becomes the drop. So with that, I'm going to say the affirmation and then invite us together to repeat it twice. So the affirmation by our amazing Laura Cass is, I reveal my authentic self freely with love and gratitude. So first of all, let's just ground ourselves and really feel the authenticity of who you are. Really allow yourself to feel the movement of the divine right now in this amazing 3D form. And together, let's affirm, I reveal my authentic self freely with love and gratitude. And let's say that again. I reveal my authentic self freely with love and gratitude.
Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me. As me, where I sing, God is. Where I dance, joy lifts my feet. Where I live, beauty's flowing free in and out and through me. As me, where I doubt, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. Where I seek, God is the answer. Here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is. Where I work, love is my career. Where I play, God is playing boldly in and out and through me. As me.
So just take a moment as we allow these words to just reverberate. Where I am, truth is. Where I stand, God is. As I ground myself in the reality of who I am, my authenticness, as a divine expression of all that is, the fullness of God flowing through me, every cell of my being lights up and dances with the joy and the pleasure and the delight of spirit, of the infinite, of the creator of all that is. And it poured its one energy, its one power, its one presence in and through in the creation of me. And as I remember my authentic self, I show up as this unchangeable expression. I show up as the expression of love, of acceptance, of compassion, of joy, of all of life. as I allow myself to be transformed in this human form by the reality of my being, of the expression of the infinite, this now literally reverberates out from me, and I am this healing presence. I am the healing presence. Every area of my life, every area of this world, every corner of the universe is now impacted by my presence, by my energy, by my reverberation, as I continue to master the remembrance of who I am in my authentic self as divine expression. And I am grateful that I get to do life today in this amazing divine 3D form. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen.
Where I am, where I stand, where I play, where I work and breathe and move and be, where I sing, where I dance, my dance, my dance, wherever I go, where I pray and take and give and live. God is, God is, God is, God is.
Thank you, Reverend Felicia.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron Anderson. So beautiful. It is always a special treat when the person who has joined us today to offer his musical genius to us joins us, and I'm so delighted to have him here again today. Will you please welcome, with our featured song today, Armin Dertadian.
A lot of this is for you. His trip to Spain and hiking in Spain inspired me so much, I asked if I could do this song in honor of him and for you for his trip. It inspired me. I hope you enjoy it. As soon as I start singing it, you're going to know what it is. Granada, tierra soñada por mí, mi cantar se vuelve gitano cuando es para ti, mi cantar hecho de fantasía, mi cantar flor de melancolía. The dawn in the sky greets the day with a sigh in Granada. I still can remember the splendor that once was Granada. It still can be found in the hills all around as I wander along, entranced by the beauty before me, entranced by a land then moonlit Granada will live again the glory of yesterday, romantic and gay. For soon it will welcome the stars, while 1,000 guitars play a soft habanera. Then moonlit Granada will live again the glory of yesterday, romantic and
Armand Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Woo. And this, let's hear it for this amazing set of music. Linda, Raphael, Paul. Yeah. Wow, what a treat. What a treat. I knew you were going to sing that song, and you told me why you were intending to sing that song. And the funny thing is, I hadn't really worked into any of my talk notes, any reference to the pilgrimage that I took in Spain. But you know what? Spirit has a funny way of bringing something to mind. And it's kind of connected to the trip I just returned from as well. So while I was away, some of you who are connected with me on social media may know that I was up in northern Ontario, up in Canada. My husband and I drove up there with our 1-year-old golden retriever puppy. Marcus, who was a dream. I'm telling you, he travels so great. Made a lot of friends and really grateful for that. So we drove all the way there and we drove all the way back. Well, on the way back, we decided to take a full day in Denver. And part of the reason that we wanted to take a full day in Denver is because my friend Bill, who I met on the Camino, had moved to Denver this year. And so we got to spend an entire day with Bill this year. We got to spend an entire day with Bill on, what was that? Thursday. It was Thursday. And what a treat that was, because Bill and I had not seen each other since we parted ways in Spain 2 years ago. It was really special. One of the things that I always think about, though, because Bill was really perhaps the most significant individual that I met while I was on the pilgrimage. I met a lot of people, and a lot of people that I still have connection with. But Bill and I even said to each other that for each other, we were the most significant friendship that was developed on that journey. And so it was really special to be able to see him again and have lots of floods of memories of the Camino come back. One of the things that we often have talked about, Bill and I, is, and this is true for all pilgrims. I'm on various, groups on Facebook of pilgrims and Camino pilgrim, And one of the very prominent things that always comes up is this idea: the Camino provides. You are never wanting for anything on the Camino because the Camino provides. And it is a lesson that actually ties in beautifully with what I've chosen to offer today, which is life provides if we are open to allowing life to provide for us. But boy, do we shut that hose off sometimes, right? We kink that hose. We're like, oh, no, it can't possibly be. No. And so we don't allow ourselves to be open to the infinite flow of good that is there for us to experience. The Camino provides. I have chosen to live from that point of view, knowing that the Camino is simply a metaphor for my journey in life. And so my life is always providing for me. So today, I told Sherry the talk title 3 weeks ago before I left town, which was a thrill for her because I usually don't tell her the talk title until about an hour before the email is supposed to go out on a Wednesday. I said, when I come back, I want you to, when I come back, the title of my message is going to be The Energy Exchange. The energy exchange, because we are all living within an infinite exchange of energy all the time, no matter what. Eric Butterworth, who is the author of many books, but the book I'm quoting today is a book called Spiritual Economics, had this to offer. He wrote this: there is a divine mind counterpart for every human need. There is an answer for every problem, substance for every financial requirement, a job for every willing worker. As far as your experience in the marketplace is concerned, you make the difference. Sounds like the Camino provides. Sounds like life is there to provide, right? There is a divine mind counterpart for every human need. Everything we perceive as need is met in its perfection in experience because the divine power and presence that we call God is allowing that to come into expression in our lives all the time. Sometimes we just need to open our eyes to see it. And it may be showing up in ways that are unexpected. And that's why I think sometimes we don't see it, because it's showing up in ways that are unexpected. All needs, every need we have has a corresponding supply in the infinite, which then comes into expression in form. You know why I know this? Because I can conceive of it. I can conceive of the answer to every need. And so if I can conceive of it, then every need must be met in form. That is a fundamental premise of the philosophy we teach. Everything that is in the world of form is a product of an infinite mind, an infinite power, an infinite consciousness of which we are all a part. Our outer world responds to consciousness, and any effort to create a change in circumstances must begin with a change in consciousness. How many? Debating if I want this to be rhetorical or not. Anyone feeling challenged in any particular way in our current atmosphere of experience? For every problem that you perceive as a challenge, there is a corresponding solution in your mind. And if you are willing to allow that solution to express itself in your life, then there can no longer be the experience of challenge. Everything begins in mind. Now, how does this relate? Because the theme of this month is authenticity. So part of my thought is, okay, I come up with this idea, the energy exchange is the name of the song, or the name of the talk title. And how does that relate to authenticity, this month's message? Well, authenticity means, as I said 3 weeks ago when the month started, and then I was gone for 2 weeks, but authenticity means showing up fully as yourself without minimizing or exaggerating, trusting that you are enough to meet life with your own sense of infinite abundance. How's that for allowing ourselves to live through and from authenticity? Our well-being in this experience of life is never about the form of stuff, but about our relationship in mind to the infinite circulation of divinity. And it's not just, sometimes people think, oh, he's going to start talking about money, and ministers shouldn't talk about money. Ministers do talk about money, by the way. But when I talk about well-being, I'm not talking just about financial well-being. I am talking about all aspects of well-being. I'm talking about emotional well-being, relational well-being, physical well-being, creative well-being, vocational well-being, and yes, financial well-being. We are in an infinite energy exchange, and that energy exchange is the key. We are active participants in this energy exchange all the time, whether we know it or not, whether we can conceive of it or not. We are actively participating in it. One of the ideas that I offer when I teach class, and especially classes on prosperity and abundance, is that our well-being in many ways can be distilled down to the idea of a four-legged table. What does he mean by that? If you have a table with 4 legs and one of those legs is shorter than the other, you have an unstable table, right? It's wobbly, right? And so the idea is you want to make sure that those 4 legs are all equal so that your table is solid. So each of those legs, from a spiritual point of view, can be financial. It can be with respect to your health. It can be respecting your creative expression, and it can be expressing your relationships. Those are the 4 legs of the table, and almost every perception of challenge in our lives may be distilled back probably to one of those 4 ideas: relationships, wealth, creative expression, and health. Usually when people come to see me for spiritual counseling, I can always distill down whatever is being experienced down to one of those ideas: relationship, health, wealth, and creative expression. And the idea is that we seek balance in all of those things so that the table of our lives is not unstable. Got it? So it may be worth reflecting upon in this moment, is there any place where one of those legs for you might be a little bit shorter? And do you have the willingness to recognize that the answer to what it is you seek begins first in mind and then comes into expression through your absolute acceptance of it? Now, I've been asked a few times to speak on the notion of prosperity as a spiritual experience. And I think to myself, well, why? Well, there's a lot of fear right now. There's a lot of fear in the world around financial well-being. Anyone feeling it? I'm feeling it. Y'all feeling it? A little bit, right? And so we have spiritual solutions to every problem. So if we are feeling fear around financial experience, then there must be a solution, because there can be no problem without an inherent solution. Think about that. If it didn't have a solution, we would not perceive it as a problem. Really want you to hear that. If it did not have a solution, we would not perceive it as a problem. So shifting our prosperity experience begins with this, asking perhaps these questions. What energy do I have that I want to give? And what energy is it that I would like to receive? And remembering that we are in a constant state of giving and receiving. It is an infinite flow, and the only thing that ever stops that infinite flow is us. Oh, and I've stopped the flow in my life. If I have gotten into a place of fear, oftentimes my response to fear is withhold, right? I've now kinked the hose of infinite circulation. Sometimes that fear for people is, I must give, I've got to give it, I've got to get it all out, I've got to give it, right? That actually imbalances between giving and receiving, creates an imbalance. And so finding the balance between giving and receiving is the manner in which we may find solution to financial problem, to relationship problem, to creative expression problem, and to health problems. Remembering that every problem has inherent a solution, because we would otherwise not perceive it as a problem. Every exchange we have in life is primarily an exchange of energy. When I speak to you, I am exchanging energy with you. Do you know that? I am receiving just as much from you energetically as I hope. I don't use the word hope lightly, but I hope in this case that you are receiving energy from me, and we can be in this infinite circulation, and there is no kink in the hose of that exchange right here and right now. All transactions, all interactions are primarily exchanges of energy. Now, the energy can look like money, but it's not limited to money. Money is a reflection of what we feel about ourselves. Oh, people don't like hearing that. Because then they'll go and they'll say, well, if I look at my checking account, that's not how I feel about myself, is it? There may be something working below the level of awareness that is how you feel about yourself. I ask people, when I teach prosperity classes, I ask people to do an exercise, usually fairly early on in the experience of the prosperity class. I'm going to try to explain it to you as best as I can, knowing that you probably do not have an accounting degree. I don't have an accounting degree. But I had to learn the concept of particular financial reports because, well, I do run a business. And if you think that church isn't a business, church is a business. So one of the things we look at, one of the reports that we look at is what's called a balance sheet. I heard that. And so the idea of the balance sheet is you're taking what your assets are and you are looking at those balanced against your liabilities, and the difference is what we call our equity, right? So if you look at, say your asset, I'm just going to make it as simple as I can. You have an asset that's a checking or a savings account. Let's just say you have a checking account and you have an asset. You have cash in that checking account, right? And that's your asset. Let's just say that there's one asset that you have. I know you all have more than one. Then you have liabilities. Those are things that you owe, right? So a liability would be like debt owed on a credit card. Now, if you have more debt on your credit card that you owe in relationship to the assets that you have to be able to pay it, then you have a negative equity. You're underwater, right? Y'all with me so far? Okay. I didn't know I was going to be doing a full lecture on accounting today. But there is a spiritual way of looking at this. What if your assets are all the positive things you say about yourself and the liabilities are all the negative things you say about yourself? And if the negative things you say about yourself outweigh the positive things you say about yourself, then you have a negative equity standing. How we feel about ourselves is so important to the quality of life we seek to live. How we feel about what we give and receive shifts the quality of our experience. And so today, part of the call is to be in authentic gratitude for all that we give and all that we receive, because authentic gratitude as a consistent practice sets the tone for our experience of life. I have often found that if I'm having financial challenge, there is something in my life that I am not actively forgiving and that I don't have gratitude about. And when I address the issues of forgiveness and apply gratitude, it always turns itself around. I have demonstrated this in my life repeatedly. Charles Fillmore offered this to express authentic gratitude. He said, "Bless what you receive, bless what you send out. God's plenteous substance moves in and through our mind constantly like a light shining in the darkness. Bless what you receive, bless what you send out. God's plenteous substance moves in and through our mind constantly like a light shining in the darkness." Now, to bless is to affirm the sacred nature of a thing. We have a practice here at the completion of my message, and I give the home practice, right? And then we do the offering. It's that one moment in a spiritual center or church experience where everybody kind of goes, "Oh, here they come with the baskets," right? And as we gather what it is you're offering, we bring the baskets up here and we have a blessing exercise because we are affirming the sacred nature of not just what's in the baskets, but the experience of giving and receiving, that they are in balance with one another. When we bless, we align with abundance rather than lack. When we bless, we are aligning with abundance rather than lack. And so, what is it you might bless in this moment? Just take a moment to silently bless in this moment some idea, something that you are grateful for. In that experience of blessing, you are aligning your mind with abundance rather than lack. Blessing reclaims sacredness. It says, yes, this is a sacred experience. And here's the thing about life. All of life is a sacred experience, 100% of it. Because I don't hold to the idea that we are human beings having a spiritual experience. A lot of people say that, right? And then they say, oh, no. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. And then I say, no. We are spiritual beings having a spiritual experience. Because if we think that anything is separate from spirit, then we think that there is something other than spirit. That is not at the core of what we teach. Everything is divine. And so, all form is sacred. So we are spiritual beings having a spiritual experience 100% of the time. Doesn't always feel that way, but it is that way. There is no separation. There is no separation. Our feeling of richness becomes an experience of richness. Our feelings translate into the experience of our lives. In contrast, if we complain, if we disparage something, if we minimize the experience of life, that cuts off the flow and it becomes an energy stopper. So check in to see where you might still be holding on to complaints or have disparaging thoughts or ideas that might even express themselves as disparaging words about anything in your life. See where you might be minimizing yourself or seeking to minimize others, because all of those things cut off the flow of the experience of infinite prosperity, of infinite flow, of infinite energy exchange. Wherever we stop the flow, we experience lack. It's as simple as that. Wherever we stop the flow, we experience lack. So practice blessing everything in giving and everything in receiving. It's a practice. When you pay a bill, bless it. When you receive a paycheck, I know not everybody still receives paychecks, but if you receive a pension check or a Social Security check, whatever you receive, bless it. Because blessing infuses circulation with conscious authenticity. And finally, our financial well-being often mirrors our sense of self-worth. That's why I go back to that balance sheet idea. Our financial well-being is often a reflection of what we think and feel about each other, about ourselves. So where are you on that? When we lean into the liabilities, that is, when we speak negatively about ourselves, we distort the flow of divine substance. The form of our lives conforms to our belief. If we believe we are unworthy, we experience and we experience the related form that conforms to that idea, if we believe we are unworthy. Ideas are God's currency. And God's currency is unlimited, right? Because we have unlimited access to infinite ideas. The practice then is to claim authentically the truth of our being at all times. That truth, we are expressions of the infinite. And that's what we are called upon to remember when we state, remember who you are. We are, each and every one of us, expressions of infinite source. The marketplace of life responds to the consciousness of self-worth, self-esteem, and awareness of presence. If you are experiencing some challenge in finances, the call then is to reframe any stress or struggle as opportunities to practice alignment. Alignment within and through the flow. Begin to see all experiences, every single experience you have, begin to see all experiences of energy exchange as an extension of your authentic presence. Your authentic presence is God. It is divine. It is source. Abundance and circulation are authentic expressions of divinity. Because God is infinitely prosperous. Did you know that? How could God be anything other than infinitely prosperous? And if we are aspects or facets of God, then that infinite prosperity must be what we are and can experience. And the only thing that ever limits it is us. You are not separate from divinity. Not a single one of us is separate from divinity. You are not separate from that authentic expression, a dynamic and integral part of an infinite energy exchange. That is the truth of your being. That is how I invite us all to continue thriving in our lives, not just surviving in our lives, because thriving is a mindset. And so let us move forth from this point in the infinite energy exchange of thriving. Peace and blessings. You are magnificent. And so we're going to actively this week, we are going to increase our assets on the spiritual balance sheet. We're going to do that through this practice, this home practice this week. Say nothing disrespectful or disparaging about yourself this week. Well, I hear some people going, ooh. Catch yourself if you find yourself moving in that direction. So, say nothing disrespectful or disparaging about yourself. Do not minimize yourself in any way. Catch yourself before speaking and reframe the thought. That's the home practice this week. I think it's an important home practice. And, one of the things about the home practice that I would always like to remind us of is maybe do it beyond this week too. That you can accumulate these home practices and let them become habits in your life, right? And see how your life transforms. That's the practice. I'm going to invite us all to relax right where we are. As we allow ourselves the opportunity to reflect upon whatever idea, kernel of truth, a spiritual moment that may have allowed a physical experience to be felt, that may be the thing that really needed to be heard today. Simply allow that idea to be fully present in heart and in mind in this moment.
As time has unfolded me, it has revealed to me life's nothing less than sublime. With every thought I make, every last breath I take, may I be gracious and kind. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Kindness wash over me. Make me a symphony. Play every note you can find. Make me reverberate. Gently deactivate. Slowly flow out of my mind. Find me a melody. Dance and let my anthem be. Love, cover me. Light any darkness. Love, cover me. Right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Love, the infinite power and presence, the synonym for God. Cover me. Cover me now. I recognize and know that love is all there is. God is all there is. There is nothing other than this infinite power of creation. It is flowing through all that is. It is creating from itself, of itself, for itself. And we are the outflow of that love. Each and every one of us. And we utilize that love for the creation of our experience. We are that which is. We are the power. We are the presence. There is no separation. There can be no separation from the infinite. And so I trust and know that from this point of view, that each and every one of us now moves forth with a more profound understanding of giving and receiving in our lives, that we move forth with a profound understanding that ideas, God's currency, are flowing freely through each and every one of us, asking to be activated in our expression of life. I trust and know that love is here, right in this moment, as it is in every moment, in its fullness. And we are that. And so with gratitude and appreciation overflowing from within, I simply let it be. I relax. I trust. I know. I let it be so. And I affirm it by saying, and so it is. Amen. Love cover me. I will not be shaken. I will not be moved. Love cover me. May my heart awaken. Tenderness be proved. Love cover me. Love cover me. Love, 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 love. Sing that. Love, 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 love. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Let's sing love together. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Continue to sing that. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. One more time. Love, 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 love.
Thank you. And so it is my desire to invite you to take out whatever it is you're offering this spiritual community in terms of your financial support and hold it in your hand. And based on what you've heard today in today's message, please understand that what you hold in your hand is an expression of love. It is an expression of infinite exchange of energy. And your energy infused into this place allows us to share that energy right back. And we continue to be in an infinite flow of circulation. And we grow from that point of view. And so as you hold it in your hand, recognize that what you hold is God in action, that we are activating the principle through our activity of giving and receiving. And as the baskets go around, feel free to move your body as we sing our gratitude song. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
Gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 I'm so grateful.
Yes, indeed. Oh, here to guide us in the blessing of our offering is one of our magnificent prayer chaplains and one of our members of the board of directors here, Sue Craig.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. So let's just take a moment. We heard a little bit about circulation and prosperity, and so let's think about the power, the presence, the prosperity, the purpose of these gifts. And if you'll just gather some energy all the way from your heart, from your mind, and let's hold it out and bless this offering. We bless these gifts, and we see them going out and blessing our community and the world. And so it is.
Amen. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you.
Let's find out what's happening here at Unity of Tucson. I'm interested to know because I haven't been here in a
Good
couple
morning,
weeks.
Unity of Tucson. It's Sunday, August 24th, 2025, and here's what's happening in our vibrant spiritual community. Sign up now for the 12 Powers, a 7-week exploration into 12 of your divine faculties. Classes facilitated by Dr. Jonathan start Tuesday, September 9th from 6 to 8 p.m. Participate in person or via Zoom. Register online today or in the Desert Light Book and Gift Store. Are you interested in learning more about Unity of Tucson and what membership means? Join Reverend Jonathan on Sunday, August 31st at 11 a.m. in Annex Room 3 for our quarterly membership orientation meeting. This is the first step in becoming an official member of Unity of Tucson, so don't miss this important opportunity. On Wednesday, September 3rd at 6:30 p.m., experience Divinely You. Join Dee Brady as she guides you through approximately 45 minutes to an hour of meditation and contemplation in a sacred sound bath. Bring a mat, blanket, and pillow, then relax as the crystal bowl vibrations melt your tensions away. Suggested donation for this event is $10. Unity of Tucson is collecting new socks and underwear for children of all sizes and ages, along with backpacks which will be donated to the Tucson Unified School District Clothing Bank. Items will be collected in the Desert Light Bookstore alcove starting now through the end of September. The Unity Book Club is starting a new book this week. We will be reading The Dalai Lama's Cat by David Mitchie. This is the heartwarming tale of a small kitten rescued from the slums of New Delhi who finds herself in a beautiful sanctuary with sweeping views of the snow-capped Himalayas. In her exotic new home, the Dalai Lama's cat encounters a host of people who come visiting His Holiness. Each encounter offers a fresh insight into finding happiness and meaning in the midst of a life of busyness and challenge. The book club meets every Thursday from 10 to 11 a.m. in the Rainbow Room. You can find out more about all of our events, classes, and other ways to get involved in your spiritual community by visiting the Desert Light Book and Gift Store or online at unitytucson.com. Have a magnificent week.
I would like to offer my gratitude for everybody who participated today, made this service so extraordinary. I want to say thank you to our Keepers of the Flames, Laura Cass and Sherry Hoffman. Thank you for guiding us in the Flames of Faith ceremony. I would like also to extend my gratitude to Sue Craik and to Reverend Felicia Searcy as our prayer chaplains and minister on duty today. Felicia, beautiful reading. Thank you so much. And Sue, thank you for guiding us in the blessing. They will be available at the completion of today's celebration here in the sanctuary if you would like to seek them out for a moment of prayer. Please utilize the prayer consciousness of our ministers and our prayer chaplains here because it is strong. And I do believe that they are allowing miracles to take place in people's lives. So please seek them out for prayer if that calls to your heart. I would like to say thank you to everybody in the bookstore, Jerry and Carol. Jerry, you're still there, but Carol's there now, but they're helping out in the bookstore today. Thank you so much for your service. I want to say thank you to our greeters, our ushers, our technical team, Wally, Aiden, Jim, Gavin, Don back there. Thank you so much for all that you do. I want to say thank you to our extraordinary music team, Linda Ackerman, Rafael Carruthers, Paul Gibson, and Aaron Anderson. Thank you so much. Best New Thought band in the land. And let us please put our hands together. If you would like to, please stand up, sir. Armin Dertadian, take another bow. Thank you to Armin Dertadian. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for your presence here, not just at Unity, but in life. I am blessed by each and every one of you, so thank you for being here. Thank you. Let us share together this prayer of divine awareness, which will guide us into our final song. Let's say this together. I am infinite light. I am infinite love. I am infinite power. I am infinite presence. Wherever God is, I am. Wherever I am, God is. And so it is. Amen. Feel free to move your body. If you think there's nothing new under the sun, if it's possible, it's already been done. If you think the stage has all been set, think again. You ain't seen nothing yet. The sun will come up with a wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It all turned out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it.
If you think you finally made your bed, there ain't nothing down that road ahead. Well, if you think this is as good as it gets, wanna bet? Well, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Sun will come up with a wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It all turned out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. Believe it, you will see it. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. The sun will come up with a wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It all turned out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. Believe it, you will see it. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. Have a magnificent week, everyone.